Monday, what a day. I couldn't do anything I had planned. At 8 o'clock in the morning, just as I was about to leave for Bari, Marco called to say goodbye. We had already said goodbye yesterday, but he came dressed in his lawyer's suit, a smoking that could even be worn to the opera, a real gentleman. We said goodbye, he went to work, and I delayed my departure a bit because I started to pack. Right after that, I went to the parking lot to pick up the quad where I had left it, and then parked it in front of the door to load all the suitcases. I waited a while to see if it would stop raining, but after a few minutes of waiting, I didn't see any change, so I started the route. I had planned to ride the quad around Naples, pass by Govo Castle, and climb Vesuvius. I wanted to climb Mount Vesuvius and photograph it, as I had never been there. I also wanted to go through Pompeii, which I had already seen, but I wanted to see it again. I started climbing towards Vesuvius, but just when I was in the middle, it started raining harder and I was surrounded by fog. So I cancelled the visit to Vesuvius and Pompeii, and I continued on the highway to the east to have a look at the weather in that area, but the rain increased in intensity. I stopped at the 2 rest areas I found. At the first one, I had to stop for an espresso coffee. In the second one, I stopped when I received an SMS from the company Adria, the ferry company that goes from Bari to Durres, Albania. They wrote and told me that due to the bad weather, today's ferry trip was cancelled. Considering this unforeseen event and the fact that I had to spend the night in Italy, I decided to spend the night in Matera. And once again, I took a detour from my original route. When I arrived in Matera in the middle of the afternoon, the rain stopped and I had a walk around the city. Spectacular, impressive. There was no tourism in the streets. There were not even locals. So I could drive the quad all over the old town of Matera. If the weather had been good, I wouldn't have been able to do that. The old town is always full of people walking around. And it was amazing. I was able to take pictures. I was able to walk the streets, and Matera is highly recommended. And then in the evening, I took the opportunity to go out to a restaurant and have dinner. I had an incredible dinner. I had cod with black olive and tomato, pasta with cream, pistachio and bacon. And for dessert, I had the house half-baked flan with coffee. I don't know what or where I'll be eating in 2 weeks, but this dessert is exquisite. It is soft, a little cold, basically made of coffee, but very smooth. It also has chocolate and nuts. I already have energy for tomorrow. Even though the ferry was cancelled and I am 1 day behind the planned route, I have to say it was a great day. And tomorrow, from Matera to Bari, I will do part of the route I had planned, but we'll see. Tomorrow will be another day. Since the ferry from Bari to Durres was cancelled yesterday, I had to find a place to stay for the night. I decided to detour and go to Matera, and I found a place to sleep in a monastery. A convent that is like the cells of Montserrat. I took the opportunity to charge all my devices. Also, all my clothes got wet. I had to hang them out to dry. I put them on the sofa to dry. Everything is wet. And now, here I am, uploading files to FTP and charging the batteries. My room is all decorated and set up. Over here, I also have my jacket open to dry. And the interesting thing in this room is the bed. If you sit down and move a little bit, this happens. I don't know if it's expressly made to control the anxiety of those who live in it. Finally, I left Matera. In the morning, I took a last walk around the town, which was really nice. It was sunny, so I took the opportunity to take the drone. It was spectacular. And from there, I started the route. First, I did a little road, but then I was lucky that the track that followed went through olive groves. Very beautiful, very cool. I was practically alone. I met 1 or 2 farmers working there, but that's it. And finally, this track left me practically 12 kilometers from Bari. I'm already at the ferry. It was a profitable day. The goal of getting on the ferry has been achieved. If all goes well, I will be in Albania tomorrow morning. I have already left the European Union. I'm on the boat to Durres, Albania. Goodbye, Italy. Goodbye, Europe. I had to go through the Italian and European customs, and I already saw a problem. On the paper of the company Adria, which is the company of Ferry, they had forgotten to put the letter E in front of the number of the license plate. And since there was no letter E, there was an error in the license plate number. Well, The guy who was working there had to go check it out, but in the end, everything was fine. And we are about to leave, but not yet, because they are still loading the trucks. They never seem to leave at the right time. It's funny because I saw 3 funeral cars. I don't know if there's anyone inside, but it's weird. Maybe it's a repatriation of an Albanian. I don't know, but I saw 3 on the same boat. And here we have the truck backing up so that when we get to Albania, it can go out face first. And all these trucks over there are waiting. Goodbye Italy, goodbye Europe. Here, in this company, as in the Grimaldi company, they have their bar or their restaurant. But unlike here, I didn't see any rooms for people who don't have a cabin on the Grimaldi ship from Barcelona to Civitavecchia. And here there are 2 whole floors of plastic seats for people who don't have a cabin. Spending the night here is like spending the night in a hospital. This is the room of the company Adria, which goes from Bari to Durres, Albania. From Italy to Albania, I have the room of 4, and those beds are fixed. Unlike Grimaldi, from what I have seen, the owner is the same on both ships. The bag for the cameras, the cage, and the luggage. And I asked for a room to see the outside. And outside for them means this. We can see that it's a bit neglected, right? Outside to them is a hole in the wall with a window that they can't even open for ventilation. I don't want to know the difference between outside and inside. And so the adventure begins. The journey outside the European Union begins. Come on, good night.